Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and we are back with our character creation. Today we are doing a forest gnome rogue and her name is Loop. And we're just gonna hop right in. I dropped in everything um like proficiencies, all the features and traits, which I'll go over them so you can see what they are. I've added in their tools and stuff. Her background I didn't write down, but it is charlatan. Um, and that actually gives you the deception and sleight of hand, and then rogues get to choose 4 skills. So besides deception and sleight of hand, all the rest of them come from the class. And dexterity should be their highest. And then intelligence, if you plan on them being more into like trying to find clues, so to really help that investigation skill, which is intelligence. If you plan on being the magic rogue, which is the arcane trickster, you can choose charisma instead, but we're just gonna go with the like base rogue. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add in our stats. So I'm gonna put this here so we can see all the numbers. So Dex should be highest, followed by intelligence. We have a +2 to intelligence. So let's see what we can do here actually. So we could do so if we put the 15 here with the +1 gives us a 16. And then if we put the 14 here, that would give us a 16. And then we could put 13. What's our lowest? 8 is gonna be in strength. And we'll give them a 12 in charisma, just to have like a little bit of bonus to things like deception and persuasion and stuff like that. Those won't be their best skills. But you know, it's a start. So, since she is a gnome, she has 25 speed, +3 to initiative. She has leather armor, so it's 11 plus dex, so 14. And then we're gonna go over, we can get rid of these. So we're gonna go over these. So because she's a gnome, she has dark vision. Let me fix this. It's spaced funny. I don't know why. There we go. So 60 feet in dim light as if it were bright, and in darkness as if it were dim, and you cannot discern color in darkness. Which will hide that. Then we get gnome cunning. So you have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magic. So if you get a spell cast in you and it's like, oh, you need to make one of those 3 saves, you get advantage. Natural illusionist, you know the minor illusion cantrip. Intelligence is your spellcasting ability for it, which I did not add to our spells. So we'll go here, type in minor illusion, drop that in, and since we won't have any other type of spell ability, we'll just do that. We'll test to see if it works, because Roll20 has been having a moment. Yeah, that's good. Let me see if is there a DC to it? Yeah. Creature can determine that it's an illusion by a successful intelligence investigation check against the save DC, which is using intelligence. So as long as you keep moving up that skill, it'll get quite good. So then you have speak with small beasts. Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas with smaller beasts. Forest gnomes love animals and often keep squirrels, badgers, rabbits, moles, woodpeckers, and other creatures as beloved pets. Then, because of charlatan, you have false identity. You've created a second identity that includes documentation, established acquaintances, and disguises that allow you to assume that persona. Additionally, you can forge documents, including official papers and personal letters, as long as you've seen an example of the kind of document or handwriting that you are trying to copy. Then, get expertise. At first level, you choose 2 skills that you are proficient with, or 1 skill and your thieves tools, and you can double your proficiency bonus. So depending on how much your DM is going to have you be using thieves tools, that would be number 1. So you can actually add in, if you click the little cogwheel, it'll be set to proficient, but if you have expertise, it'll do that. And it went from a 5 to a +7. And then you get to choose a skill. And I think our, rogue is going to go with stealth. So you can go over here to this cogwheel, go over here to stealth, and you can put expertise on it. So then you have a +7 instead of the normal +5 with your other dex abilities. Then they get sneak attack. This has a lot of different ways that it can work. So if you have advantage on the creature, you get to use your sneak attack. Let's see. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to the creature you hit with an attack. If you have advantage on the attack roll, the attack must be a finesse or ranged weapon. And then you don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet. That enemy isn't incapacitated and you don't have disadvantage. So, as long as you're rolling a straight roll, not advantage or disadvantage, and one of your allies is standing to, basically it's like, oh, they're, keeping the enemy's eyes on them, and so you can sneak up and stab them. That's how you get the extra sneak attack, which does go up in number as you get to higher levels. So I'm going to show a really simple way of doing this. You can go here, and you can go to show global attack modifier field, and you'll just want to check that. And then you want to go here. And then here you can change the name. So it automatically sets itself to bless, but we're going to change it to sneak attack. And the roll is 1d6. And then you can just do that. So this, you can just edit it, and you can check every time that you level up when it changes. So it will go up to 2d6 when you hit 3rd level. So first 2 levels, it's like this, and you just want to make sure you have it checked. And then you can make an attack, which is short sword. I believe those are finesse. Hold on. I want to see why this is set wrong. Probably because I dropped it in before fixing stats, which is fine, but I can show you how to fix that if it's going by the wrong stat. I believe it is. See, short swords are finesse, which mean when you make an attack with a finesse weapon, you can choose strength or dexterity. So the short sword right now is set to strength, so you just want to go to dex and dex. And that's all you have to change. So there we go. Now it's set to be correct. And daggers are the same way. They can be either or, but our dex is better, so we want it set to dex. Now, because I set this up in a way where it'd be really easy to get a second attack. Rogues do not get extra attack like a lot of other classes do at 5th level. Not every class gets it, but quite a few do. So rogues don't get that option, but you can do an offhand attack with a light weapon. Or yeah, both weapons have to be light, I believe. So, like if I were to make this attack, ooh, what is wrong here? Why are they doing that now? Hold on. Roll 20 is... I want to fix this. Don't want to auto roll. Why is roll 20 doing this now? What is the +3? Oh. Oh, I did attack modifier, not damage modifier. I see. We want damage modifier. So sneak attack. I put sneak attack. See, I did it wrong. I'm sorry, I apologize. So 1d6 type sneak. There we go. So you want damage modifier, not attack modifier. That's what happened here. So instead of this one, you want that one. Easy fix though. So we'll do that again. I mean, not great, but that's fine. And then your damage for the short sword is 1d6 +3, and then it should automatically roll the sneak attack, which did right there. So it'll separate itself. So this is the weapon damage, this is the sneak attack, and then you can just take that off, and then it'll roll just damage. We rolled 2 6s in a row. That's great. So that's how that works. And then they also get Thieves' Cant, which is basically a language. So you could add it under your languages, which they get Common and Gnomish because of being a gnome. But it's a secret mix of dialect, jargon, and code that allows you to hide messages in seemingly normal conversation. So, you know, you can just be like, as an example, you can be like, oh, how is this family member doing? And then based on their answer, be like, oh, you know, they're doing well, they're doing bad. Like, that can be just like, oh, that job that we were discussing, like, how difficult is it? And then based on, like, how well the family member is doing, like, oh, they're doing great. That means it's, like, really easy. And be like, oh, they died last year. That's like, oh, this is, like, a really difficult job. Like, you need to be prepared. But it doesn't seem like it. It seems like you're just catching up with an old friend. So, some DMs don't go into that level of detail. But I will actually leave a link to the video where I got this idea. It's actually by Dale Kingsmill. Her channel is Monarch's Factory. And she did a whole video on how she, like, set up her Thieves' Cant, which is really cool. I've just never had a thief who was, like, gotten a rogue who was, like, into that. Like, I haven't had anyone that was a rogue that wanted to do this kind of stuff. So, I'm just waiting for the moment to use this Thieves' Cant. But it's really cool. I will leave a link in the description. Hit point wise, rogues have a d8 plus their con. So because I let the con be so low, because, you know, if you can get to the 2 16s right away, that's great. Yeah, I'm trying to, like, show, like, you can, like, have some pretty good sets, because I normally try to go, like, oh, we'll put, like, the 15 here, and then the other stats will, like, work off what we have left, and they'll all be 15s. But if you want to, you know, risk it, to have the 2 16s a little bit lower health, then, you know, you can do that. And we have our arrows here. A total of 20 because I did give them a short bow because they are proficient in that. And that gives you just another option in case so many different scenarios can be thrown at you. Like, you know, maybe you just can't get close to this enemy. You know, maybe it hurts you when you're too close and, you know, you don't have the health for that, or it's a flying enemy, or, you know, stuff like that. So ranged weapon options are always good, even if you are a highly melee-based class. Just having anything that can let you attempt to hit something that's ranged is always a good option. You don't have to be the best at something to use it. I mean, as long as you're proficient in it, then you're doing the best you can, because you're not always going to be able to sneak up on it and hit it. But I think that is it. Let's see. Yeah, so we left our perception down kind of low, which is all right. That's fine. Hit points. We got our spell. Yeah. And then like here you can add other resources. So like they have 2 daggers. So you could just be like, oh, I have 2 daggers. And then like if you throw one, then you can be like, you can mark it down just to remind yourself like, oh, I need to go look for that dagger I threw. And maybe the DM will let you get it back. Just for the disguise kit and forgery kit, I have them set to charisma currently. Forgery, I could see a fight for dexterity just to like really have like that control over being able to properly forge something, especially if it's something like a signature. So I could see a fight for dexterity to write it out. Disguise kit, I put charisma because that is like you are putting on a facade. You are trying to lie. You are disguising yourself to be someone else. And you need that charisma skill to really help you sell that idea that you are not yourself. But I think that is everything. Everything looks great. Everything is in here. You got 15 gold at first level. That's good. And you can always have, because of Charlatan, they have a scam. I chose weighted dice because, you know, why not? That seems to be a popular one. At least that's the one I always choose. It seems simple instead of trying to think of, like, scamming people with cards, you know? So, with that, I think we are done. So, if you enjoyed this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment if you would like, and I will see you in our next character creation video. Bye!